The Lamborghini Diablo GT was introduced in the year 2000 and represents one of the most extreme and exclusive versions of the Lamborghini's famed Diablo model. By the turn of the millennium, Lamborghini was pushing the boundaries of supercar performance, blending aggressive styling with raw, race-inspired engineering. The Diablo GT stands as a testament to this ethos, a machine that was built for a select few who wanted the thrill of a race car on the road. The Diablo was originally introduced in 1990 as the successor to the Countach, and it quickly became one of the most iconic supercars of the 90s, with its mid-mounted V12 engine, scissor doors, and stunning wedge-shaped design. The Diablo captured the essence of Lamborghini's uncompromising approach to performance and style. Throughout its production run, the Diablo underwent several updates and special editions, each pushing the car's performance limits even further. One of the most obvious changes to the car was deleting the pop-up headlights for fixed lamps that were sourced from Nissan's 300ZX. However, by the late 90s, Lamborghini wanted to create something even more extreme, something that would cater to the hardcore driving enthusiasts and offer a visceral, unfiltered experience. This vision culminated in the Diablo GT, which was introduced in 1999 for the 2000 model year. The GT was not just another limited edition supercar. It was designed to be the most hardcore and track-focused version of the Diablo. While it was still street legal, Lamborghini incorporated numerous race-inspired elements into the car's design, construction, and performance, setting it apart from standard Diablos. The GT featured a 6-liter V12 engine, a significant evolution over the 5.7-liter V12 used in earlier Diablos. This larger engine produced an impressive 575 horsepower and 465 foot-pounds of torque, making the Diablo GT one of the most powerful supercars of its time. The engine was paired with a 5-speed manual transmission, offering a pure mechanical driving experience that modern supercars often lack. With the powertrain, the Diablo GT could sprint from 0 to 60 in just 3.5 seconds and reach a top speed of 210 miles per hour or 338 kilometers per hour. One of the key changes to the GT that's not visible was the switch from an all-wheel drive system, which was standard in the regular Diablo, to simply a rear-wheel drive system. This decision was made to reduce weight and create a more raw, engaging driving experience. The rear-wheel drive layout combined with the Diablo GT's aggressive suspension setup meant that it required a skilled driver to handle its immense power and rear bias dynamics. The Diablo GT's design was heavily influenced by Lamborghini's experience in motorsports. It featured extensive use of lightweight materials, including carbon fiber, aluminum, and Kevlar, to keep its weight down around 1,460 kilos, or 3,219 pounds. This is about 200 kilograms lighter than the standard Diablo. This weight reduction was crucial in enhancing the car's agility and performance on the track. The bodywork of the GT was also heavily modified compared to the standard Diablo. The car's front end was redesigned with larger air intakes and a more aggressive splitter to improve aerodynamics and cooling. The rear featured a prominent diffuser and a massive carbon fiber wing that helped generate downforce at high speeds, keeping the car stable during fast cornering. The one on this car is modified for the game, but it did come with a wing originally as well. Inside, the Diablo GT was stripped down to the essentials. The plush leather and luxurious trimmings of the standard Diablo were replaced with carbon fiber racing seats, a minimalist dashboard, and a roll cage for added safety. Lamborghini wanted the driver to feel connected to the car and to the road, so they eliminated unnecessary creature comforts in favor of focused, race-inspired cockpit design. Lamborghini limited the production of the Diablo GT to just 80 units, making it one of the rarest, most sought-after variants of the Diablo. All 80 units were sold almost immediately, and due to homologation regulations, the car was officially sold only in Europe. However, a few examples made their way to other parts of the world through private collectors and importers. The exclusivity of the GT wasn't just about its limited production numbers. It was also about the car's unapologetic, raw character. Unlike modern supercars that blend performance with luxury, the GT was designed for driving purists who valued performance and engagement over comfort. The lack of driver aids such as traction control and the car's aggressive setup meant that it demanded full attention and respect from whoever was behind the wheel. The Diablo GT's driving experience was unlike anything else on the road at the time. With its massive V12 engine roaring just behind the driver's seat and its sharp, responsive handling, the GT offered a visceral experience that few cars could match. The rear-wheel drive layout made the car more challenging to drive, especially at high speeds, but for those who mastered it, the rewards were immense. The Diablo GT's engine was a masterpiece, delivering brutal acceleration and a soundtrack that was both deafening and intoxicating. The car's unassisted steering provided direct feedback, allowing the driver to feel every nuance of the road surface. And the suspension, while stiff, kept the car planted during high-speed cornering. The brakes were massive carbon fiber ceramic discs and more than capable of bringing this car to a stop, even from triple-digit speeds. The 2000 Diablo GT marked the end of an era for Lamborghini. It was one of the last truly analog supercars, built during a time when electronic aids and automatic transmissions were already beginning to take over the world of high-performance supercars. The GT's raw mechanical nature made it a favorite among purists, and it continues to be revered as one of the greatest Lamborghinis ever built. The Diablo GT also set the stage for Lamborghini's future supercars. Its race-focused design and performance philosophy can be seen in later models like the Murcielago LP 670-4 SV and the Aventador SVJ. The lessons learned from the Diablo GT's development helped Lamborghini refine its approach to building extreme track-oriented versions of their flagship models. If you've made it this far, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future content, but we're going to go ahead and take this thing over to Tokyo and see how it ends up on our leaderboard. The Lamborghini Diablo is a relatively long car, and you kind of feel that when you're driving it. Under acceleration, the rear end feels very well planted, and it doesn't really threaten to come around on you unless you make bigger mistakes. So I had it happen twice, and once it broke loose during downshifting. I do use the clutch pedal to lower the performance points and fit into some races, and if you don't match those revs, the back end will come out. The other time was while I was coming around a corner. I had one of the wheels in the grass and stomped on the throttle because it was making me feel very secure, and because of that difference in grip, the back end came out again. Fully built, the car had 834 horsepower, and that's while remaining naturally aspirated. The torque came out at 575 foot-pounds out of the V12 engine that's equipped in this car. The car weighs in at 2,562 pounds, and that'll end up giving you the performance points at 775. This makes the Diablo a pretty solid choice for either 700 series or 800 series races, depending on how you want to tune it out. My current setup is a little bit low in the front end for 800 series races, and that can cause the nose to start binding under heavy braking and start throwing the steering around. So you may want to tweak it a little bit, but it was less of a problem as you detune it to 700 series races. The fuel economy on this car, on the other hand, isn't great, with us seeing about 4 laps with our current setup. We saw 20% wear to the front tires and 25 to the rear. and that put us across the line at 1 minute 53 seconds, .581, and that puts it just behind the Pikes Peak Quattro and just in front of the $20 million McLaren F1. So definitely not a bad car to pick up, and the Diablo is an icon, so it's worth having in your garage. Thank you so much. We'll catch you on the next one.